Over the course of his 15-year career as a film producer, Karl Benson has made over a dozen movies. He's worked in every genre, but all of his movies have one thing in common. They've all had their titles stolen by bigger Hollywood movies.
When naming a movie, there are two rules that you must follow. First rule is that there are no rules. Second rule, you take the biggest scene from the movie, you take the biggest line from that scene, and presto, there's your movie title.
What follows is a scene from Karl's latest film, the story of a career woman who must balance the responsibilities of work and family.
You kids are driving me crazy. I work all day, I come home, I cook for you, and you just can't behave yourselves. I'm not asking for very much. I'm not asking for complete silence. I'm not asking for you to be perfect angels. I just want a little bit of peace. I just want a quantum of solace. I just want a quantum of solace.
So we're all set to release, this movie, Quantum of Solace. And as it turns out, I'm just one guy, and the Bond people, they got all this money, they got all these fancy lawyers, they got all this stuff to throw around, and they walked with it. In the end, it's their title. Okay, there you go. Take my baby, why don't you? That entire film, no one says one damn thing about a Quantum of Solace. Schindler's List, there's another one. Like, what's that movie about? I'm going to see Schindler's List. What's it about? I don't know. Grocery List. And that movie won an Oscar. I mean, now I'm not in this for the awards. I just want to point out an Oscar. That's just how crooked this town is. Crooked town.
The film was eventually released as Mommy Madness. He was also forced to sacrifice the original title of his next movie, an attempt to capitalize on the strong, female-friendly movies of the mid-1990s.
So the premise for this one was Sleepless in Seattle invites Waiting to Exhale over for coffee, and they all bitch about how terrible men are and how men always doing them wrong and how bad they want a man and blah blah blah. And we make $100 million, right? Right? No, wrong. That's not what happened.
To a few good men.
To a few good men. That's right, sisters.
That movie was eventually released as Gals Night.
There's only two kinds of movies that the title A Few Good Men would work for, and that is, a movie about chicks with problems or gay porn. And how you end up with a military courtroom drama, that's just beyond me. We had to delay the release of the movie to, work out the whole title problem, and by the time we figured it out, the whole chicks with problems genre had kind of died down, so, we didn't get a release in the theaters, we got released straight to video, beta video. And nothing had been released on beta in 10 to 15 years, so, that was kind of an honor. That was an honor, of sorts. I mean, no one could really watch it, but hey, no bad reviews.
The next year, Karl tried an entirely different genre, but encountered the exact same problem.
So for this one, we were doing a movie about a wise old man trying to teach some stupid kid about life. Imagine Finding Forrester getting gangbanged by every single Karate Kid movie while Good Will Hunting films it, and, Dead Poet Society hangs out in the corner and just jerks off to it. Mash all that together, how could you miss? How could we miss?
You know what your problem is, Bodhi? You think you can take it easy, just coast through life.
There's nothing wrong with taking it easy. And that's what you're doing. Taking it slow, cruising along.
You just don't get it, son. I hustled my whole life to get to this point.
So what?
So what is I earned it. You can't start off just cruising along. You gotta hustle first. You gotta go full speed before you put it into cruise control. Do you hear me? You've got to speed to cruise control. Understand? Speed to cruise control.
I refused to bend on that one. I was not going to let that one go, without a fight. And my commitment cost me dearly. I mean, the director walked off, I got a new director. He walks off. All my actors walk. You know, the makeup girl walked. And in the end, you know, the backers, they backed out. Backed right out. And in the end, it was just me, the key grip, and the craft service table. So that was tough, but we got it done. You know, it was my baby. We got it done. And then, just when you think it's all going to work out, Universal comes in and they threaten to sue the shit out of us. So, you know, had to change the name. Wise man, dumb kid.
But Karl's most crushing blow was still to come. On his next project, Karl would be forced to change the title 12 times before simply renaming it Untitled Movie. Its revised title was born out of Karl's frustration with a system that he felt had betrayed him too many times.
I had just had enough. You know, I mean, we had a lot of title options for this one, but every time we tweaked it, you know, we just kept getting fucked over. Just bang, 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 bang. Just getting fucked over and over again. So we had to tell this story. It needed to be told. It was a movie about the inline skating craze of the mid-90s. That needs to be documented. That's art.
I got a real bad feeling about this race, man. I'm never wrong about these. It's like I've got a sixth sense.
You're overreacting, bruh. Thrashed these guys before. They're just the usual suspects.
But the kid they running from out of town. You know, the specialist.
You need to stop worrying, man. This thing is gonna be big.
Big?
Titanic.
You know, you're right. We just gotta break out. It's gonna be an outbreak.
Yeah. An outbreak on wheels.
Batman Forever. Toy Story.
What?
Why do I keep making movies? Well, because I have a story to tell. And I believe in my storytelling. And I believe that the title for that story should be taken from the last line uttered by the biggest star in your movie in the biggest scene in that story. That's what I believe, and that's what I will continue to do.